Modern pleasure answers the questions about sex that you've always wanted to ask, but didn't. Join me, Kim K, and our resident sexpert, Dr. Jenny Schuyler, as we dive deep into combos ranging from sexual intimacy and pleasure to eye-opening sexual revelations. Hey, I want to know. And come on, admit it. You do too. Download Modern Pleasure Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
For Warrior Foundation Freedom Station, which there are several Freedom Stations now. In fact, they announced they're going to work on number 3, but they're all in San Diego. And we got a text from somebody who said, hey, I'm in Texas. I like the military, but is there anything I can donate that helps Texas? No, it doesn't matter where you are in the military. You can join the military in wherever and end up in San Diego.
Yeah, as a former military brat, I will tell you this, and the brother, just like Jack is, of an active duty member of the military, you go where they send you. I mean, there are kids from all over the country, and in fact, immigrants who are benefiting from, who've served bravely in our armed forces from Warrior Foundation Freedom Station.
Just
every corner of the country.
Just want to make clear about that. So go to ArmstrongandGetty.com if you want to donate. How much time do we have, Michael? Because I want to make sure I can fit this in. Okay. So this is Mike Pence writing a piece in the Wall Street Journal, My Final Days with Donald Trump. We just went through a big chunk of the first part of it. We're now to January 6th. He's down in the garage where his Secret Service detail has taken him. They wanted to get him out of there. He said he didn't want to leave and make it look like, you know, the rioters had driven him out of the building. He mentions this. I have to fit this in because this is the most maddening part of the day to me. The president sent a tweet at 2:24. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which we were asked to previously certify. Rioters were ransacking the Capitol. Some of them, I later was told, were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." I ignored the tweet and got back to work. That tweet to me was the impeachable offense. He should have been impeached and removed within an hour for that. That was as awful as anything any president has ever done in our nation's history. I'll never change on that opinion. But back to Pence writing this. They go back in, they get it cleared out. He goes through all of the things that Trump said to calm things down, all of the tweets. He lists all those. You know, please support our Capitol law enforcement. We're the peaceful party. Remain peaceful. Remember, we're the party of law and order. All the good things Trump said later after that. So definitely worth mentioning, and Pence does. Pence also mentions that when we went back in and were able to reconvene, most lawmakers withdrew their support for objections that had been filed earlier. The violence and destruction, the rioters actually ended the debate over the election irregularities. They all pulled their debate at that point, which is kind of an interesting point.
Well, because they were throwing matches around and the house was burning down, and suddenly they and Trump were in favor of fire safety, if I might torture the metaphor.
I met with the president on January 11th. He looked tired, and his voice seemed fainter than usual. "How are you?" he began. "How are Karen and Charlotte?" That's his wife and daughter. I replied tersely that they were fine, and I told him they had been at the Capitol on January 6th. He responded with a hint of regret. "I just learned that." He then asked, "Were you scared?" "No," I replied. "I was angry. You and I had our differences that day, Mr. President, and seeing these people tearing up the Capitol infuriated me." He started to bring up the election, saying that people were angry, but his voice trailed off. I told him that he had to set that aside, and he responded quietly, "Yeah." I said, "Those people who broke into the Capitol might have been supporters, but they're not our movement. For 5 years, we had both spoken to crowds of the most patriotic, law-abiding, God-fearing people in the country.